Good evening to MD, SPC member, committee, US team, legend team, and infinity team, and my fellow lovely teammates. So I'm from Vigor. We are from Vigor. Sorry. I'm Jane, and I'm the first presenter, and I'm presenting the overview and habit one. The second presenter is Suki, and third presenter is Shini, and the last presenter is Devi. So this overview. Habits consist of knowledge, skill, and desire. Knowledge allows us to know what to do, and skill allows us to know what to do, and desire is the motivation to do it. Next, the 7 habits move us through the following steps. The first stage, dependent, means we rely upon to take care of ourselves. Independence, we can make ourselves own decision and take care of ourselves. The third one, interdependent, we cooperate to achieve something that cannot be achieved independently. These are the content for the book 7 Habits of Highly Effective Leader. The first habit, be proactive. Habit 2, begin with the end in mind. Habit 3, put first thing first. Habit 4, think win. Habit 5, 6 first to understand and then to be understood. Habit 6, strategize, and the last one, sharpen the saw. So, Vigor team, what is the habit 1?
Be proactive.
Be proactive. So, be proactive. The first thing is to taking the initiative. So, we have to act and not to be acted upon. So, for example, we have to volunteer to join a program. Second, listening to our own language. The reactive language is there is nothing I can do, so we have to change to proactive language. Let's look at our alternative. That's just the way I am. We have to change to proactive language. I can choose a different approach. And the last one, example is, he made me so mad. So we have to change to control my own feeling. Next, we have to keep telling ourselves, I can be more creative, I can be more diligent, I can be more responsible, I can do it, I will do it. Number 4, consider the other end of the mistake, consequence and mistake. We will make mistakes, so we have to correct it and learn from the mistake. Last one, we have to make a commitment to ourselves. We cannot repeat the mistake again. Now I would like to pass the mic to Suki for habit 2 and habit 3.
Yes, thank you, Zaid and Suki. Okay, now I'm presenting the habit 2. Actually, the habit 2 is begin with the end in mind. So now we start. Actually, the habit 2 is talk about we need to start with a clear understanding of our destination. When we know how to start, actually, is to know where I'm going to, and better understand to where I'm going now, where I am now. And in that situation, we always will get the right direction. So actually, the habit 2 is based on the principle, all things are great tries. The first question is mental, the second question is physical. For the example, if we look to in a business, if I want to be a successful enterprise, we need to have a clear definition, define where I'm trying to accomplish. then the extent which I begin to the end of my mind to determine whether I'm not able to success in the enterprise. So, in this just now we mentioned we have two creation. Actually, it's talk about in this habit. It's talk about two mindset. Actually, we need to have a first mindset mental, second mindset physical. Actually, we can take as for a person we have the first mindset we must have the leadership, and the second mindset we have the management. It means in our mind we have two mindset in our mind, then we can move forward in our success. So in the mental, for the first creation in the mindset, leadership is not management. So if I have this mindset in my mind, so I can deal with the top line and what are the things I will know what are the things I want to accomplish. And if I have another second creation in my mind, it can let me know how can I best accomplish with a certain things. So actually, when we begin, we have the mindset in our mind for the two creation. We need to have start from the personal mission statement. The personal mission statement actually we need to effective, so we will manage to what you want to be. It means our character. And the second is contribution and achievement. It means what I want to do, want to achieve. So the third is the value and principle. It's upon which being and doing are based. So after we have we need to do the effective personal mission statement. We need to begin. We need to do this mission statement. We must begin is the very center from our circle of influence. This center you have four center. Is the first is security. It means a stand of work and in identity, emotion, self-esteem. So the second is guidance. It means our source of our direction in our life. So the third is wisdom. It means a perspective on life, and the last one is power, decision making, and ability. So when we have center, actually we have identity center where we influence this link to these four just now the center. It means we can through this identity center to determine our mission statement. For example, center is like spouse center, position center, money center, family center, and so on. Okay. So when we create our mission statement, we must have our principle center in our life. So to center our life on the correct principle, we need to have a foundation on our development. So the four support factor we will just now the security, wisdom, guidance, and power. The security will be there. If we have this security, we do not affect by others' emotion. We will on our correct principle, and we do not change on it. So and wisdom and guidance is we have the principle. We have the principle center. We always have a correct match from the ways of really are, have been, and will be. So the next is power. If we center the power, we have a self-aware, knowledgeable, proactive individual, and so on. So the conclusion for this principle center person, which must rational. So the next habit is habit 3. So we go to what is habit 3?
Put first thing first.
Yes, put first thing first. Thank you. We go. Okay. Actually, just now we mentioned the habit 2 is talking about the first creation, second creation. It means the mental, physical. Actually, it's only the mindset. If we haven't put on in our physical to action. So the habit 3 is actually the action. Okay. So when we have the action, we need to be independent. The independent will make our effective management possible. So the leadership decide. Just now we mentioned the two mindset is mean the first is the leadership, the second is the management. So the first leadership is in this habit they will decide what the first thing are. Then the management will decide how to manage, then put this day by day, moment by moment. So management is the discipline carrying out. So actually we need to have this action. We need to have the time management is linked. So in this chart we can see they have the current 1, 2 until 4. Then actually the first one is the thing very urgent and very important as see on the chart. So when we have the thing is very urgent and important, we will think that is very rushed and very stressful. We need to complete it as soon as possible. But if current 2, we can see the green box. So the thing is not really urgent, but it's important. In this current, then we can see we have some planning. We got time. We can make it very efficiency. So in this current 2, it actually a best time management metrics. So before we move on the current to how to explain it, so we can see if we have the time management for generation. The first generation is note and checklist. The second generation is calendar and point books. The third generation current time management field, and the fourth is maintaining product and productivity capability balance. This fourth generation actually is how to let us to move on before we move on the time management. So they will go step by step. So just now we say the current 2 is a very effective way the time management. So this can provide us the effective people are always managing method. They keep production, productivity, capability in balance, focus on the important. Even though it's not urgent, but high variation, leverage capability building activity of these currents. So to maintain these currents we have the 6 criteria. That is continuous, balance, current focus, people dimension, flexibility, and portability. So now I will pass to Sydney to explain the habit 4. Thank you. I'm Shini. So, Vigor team, what is habit 4? Okay, thanks. So, there is 6 paradigms of human interaction that suggest first is win-win, second is win-lose, third is lose and win, fourth one is lose-lose, and the fifth one is win, and the last one is win-win or no deal. Actually, think win-win is not a tactic.
is the total philosophy of the human interaction. So what is win-win? Win-win means that both of the parties seek mutual benefit and satisfaction in the human interaction. Second one is win-lose. That means I will be the winner and you will be the loser. This usually happens in low-trust situation and in the competition. And most of us has the win or lose mentality since we are born. For example, in the academic world, I got an A because you got an C. Next is lose and win. That means I will be the loser and you will be the winner. Sometimes we are not supposed to be the loser, but because we value the relationship and the friendship, we tend to sacrifice ourselves and become the loser. But we have to bear lots of feelings such as disappointment, upset, psychosomatic illness, and other negative feelings which we are not supposed to be. So therefore, this is not a healthy human interaction. Next is lose and win. That is, I lose and the other one also become the loser. When both of the parties are with win or lose mentality, they will not achieve a same agreement which agreed by the both parties. Therefore, both of them will not have a same direction and therefore no agreement will be established. Next is win. People with win mentality doesn't mean that he wants someone else to lose. They just want to secure their own feeling and let others to secure theirs. Last is win-win or no deal. I just want to win-win or else there is no deal. If both of the parties with the win-win mentality and they don't want to go for any lose situation, therefore the last option is go for no deal. Therefore they will not agree with anything and they will just give up the deal. So it suggests that there are 5 dimensions of win-win. It starts from the character, flows to the relationship, and flows to the agreement. And in between is support by the system and the process. So first, we see from the character, it's supposed to be if you have a high personal integrity, maturity, and abundance mentality. Then this is the 3 essential character traits that will make use to achieve the win-win situation. Second is relationship. That means it depends on the high emotional bank account and the high trust in the human interaction. Next is the agreement. It gives definition and directions to win-win. Sometimes we call it partnership or performance agreement. And in between, we have the system to support it. So for example, the reward system in the organization is very important because it can motivate your employees to achieve what you want to achieve. Last one is the process. There's 4 processes in the process framework. So first, we must see the problems of other point of view. Second, we have to identify the key issue and concerns involved. Third is determine what result which makes both parties to accept the solution. Last is identify new options to achieve this result. So we come from the habit 5. 6, first to understand, then to be understood. So we often rush in to fix things with good advice, but we seldom to diagnose and truly understand what is the problem first. We fail to take time to diagnose, and therefore we do not understand what others are thinking. We listen with the intent to reply, but not with the intent to understand. But we are filtering everything based on our own kindness, autobiography, and our background. Therefore, we can't think of how other things with their point of view. We want to be understood, but we never really understand what is the thinking and the feeling of another person. So it suggests that we should have empathic listening. So you get inside another person's frame or reference. You will listen what is their feeling for meaning and the behavior. You see the world like how they see the world, and you feel the world like how they feel the world. So if you listen with empathy to another person, you give the person psychology air. So when the vital need is met, then you can focus on problem solving and influencing. So 6, we understood, take courage. It depends on the people that have in your integrity and the competencies. Feeling, it means that you are in the alignment of emotional trust of another person in your communication. And also the logic, the reasoning part of the presentation. So you can set up time to time meeting with your employee. For example, you can set up humor human resource accounting or stakeholder information system to gather the information and the feedback from your employee and customers, suppliers, and other level of stakeholders. So before the problems comes up and before you try to evaluate, you seek to understand first. This is an effective power habits of interdependence. So next I will pass to David.
Good evening, everyone. So I will be presenting habit 6 is we call synergize. So how we call it in Chinese is 协同. Okay, what is 协同? Actually, 协同 is some kinds of that we have a communication with each other. So we reach a consensus or opinion that can benefit both parties. So what are the benefits for synergize? Okay, in terms of human traits, it helps us to achieve win-win minded. So we will, each of every party will not lose our benefits. Okay, for first point. Second point is we have empathetic communication. We will hear each other pain point. So what is your concern for your perspective? Third point is we will create a new alternative for both of us. Maybe just for our side, I will create a very creative POPs. Maybe for SPO side, they want to create a function-oriented POP, but we can fuse these two functions or these two values together in our process on producing this POP. Okay, finally, very important, we can achieve common goal for all of us. So each of us do not quarrel or have a very serious conflict when we go on to a final goal or final destination for our projects or daily operations. Okay, let me tell you some stories. So we just talk about like a lot of theories. So I just say some stories about our synergy communication. These are bad examples. Okay, so a father, he planned to have a campaign for all his children and also his wife and his families. But suddenly his wife just told him that my mother actually is a long ailing and have a long period of sick. So I can't visit her recently. So I want to visit her during this holiday. I cannot go with you for this campaign. But father actually booked for this cottage boots for 1 year already. 1 year ago, he planned all things. Suddenly, his wife just ran off and just destroyed his plan. So what do you do? Okay. Additionally, grandmother actually is from far away. Then maybe 200 miles or maybe for here is maybe KL go to maybe Thailand very far away. So what would you do? Okay. A bad example we do is the father will told all of us, we told the family and wife, can you just cancel this visit to your grandmothers? Maybe we can visit next time because our children is very exciting on this event. But mother will say, actually my mother is no longer here, maybe in future no longer here. So can we visit her at this moment? I'm very concerned about her, we care about her. So this will create conflict with each other. What is synergy communication? So in this book, provides two alternatives. First alternative is that we have a proper communication with for father to mothers. Say that how about we push this visit to next week? So for that next weekend, I will do all the homework all myself. I will take care of all the children, so you can take your time to visit your mothers. Okay, give some very valid mission that you show that you help her. So I'm concerned about your mother issue also. Second alternative, how about we change to another location just nearby your mother house. Okay, your mother house. So we can plan some activities that nearby grandmother house. So our grandchildren and all the parents, all the relatives can have outdoor activity together. So this is for win-win situation solution. Okay, synergy. Why is synergy important? Because we need to evaluate the differences. Okay, value differences in terms of know our limitation, maybe your limitation. Okay, and also know other people's strengths, our team's strengths. So we can learn from them, and also we throw away all our experience. Maybe we heard from them. They have their valid reason, they have their rational knowledge about this thing. And then third one, we have interaction to create a creative solution for our current task. Why is very important? So I will come up another story about this. Is previously or a long time ago they have a school that a lot of animal students, they want to go to the schools. Okay, so the headmaster required all of them have to participate in all the sports. That means include swimming, running, jumping, flying, anything. As we all know, that is very good in swimming. But how you put that in running? Will the paddler get hurt by the running faster? How about rabbits? You run very fast, but can he swim very fast? Or can he swim? Okay. For eagles, he can fly very high, but can he jump? He can jump. If you want him or her to jump to the tree, maybe he use flying. Yeah, that's the activity. Okay, so we just know about synergies. So let us take some actions. The writer just suggests us that you can find a person is totally different from you, have a different perspective or different value from you. Okay, so you compare yourself with them when you're facing one project. What would you think? What would he think? So I just come out something very simple. Just I mentioned before. For that design for me, I want to create a value relationship POV. Why? Because my objective is going to attract attention and attract public to watch my POV, to get their attention to watch my message. But for SPU, actually SPU they want to create sales. Sure, for customers they want to create some function or some value-added service for customers. Okay, so we will have conflict. So we may find each other to discuss this thing, how we put value-added information and also make the POV unique to attract our customer. So we reach the common goal together. So habit 7, last list, okay? Sharpen the saw. Okay, actually this one for habit 7 is mostly aimed on our daily life habits. So it will show you how our daily habits will improve or increase our other habits 1 to 6. Okay, first dimension is physical dimensions. It's more focused on exercise, nutrition, and stress management. Second one will be spiritual dimension, value clarification, commitment, studies, and meditation. Third dimension is matter, it's about reading, visualizing, planning, and writing. Fourth dimension is social and emotional dimension, service, empathy, synergy, and intrinsic security. Okay, let's go on to physical dimensions. So, the book mentioned that we should improve our physical in terms of healthy, our fitness. We train our endurance, we train our strength, we go for gym, we train our flexibility, okay? It helps us to increase our muscle of proactivity. That means our habit 1, to be proactive. Just like MD, every day we want to go swimming, go go to golfing non-stop because of mentality. Actually different from me already. Every day I go to sleep. Yeah. So for physical dimension actually is train your mentality. So to train your being proactive, to every day, to face on every day, and also build your self-esteem and also build your self-confidence. For second dimensions, it will help us to increase our leadership skills. Okay, begin in end in mind. Okay, first one, it's more about interaction with people. We have to understand the people values. Spend more time to understand the value like your staff, your superiors. Maybe have dining with them to know what their things and know what other things, so we can cooperate more closely together. So before you want to lead a people, you should know them. You should know them well. What is their strengths? What is their very concern on? What is their important values before you lead them? Sorry. But I would say how to get this skill actually is very like this we talk soldier on paper, is it? It's more observe. You need time to observe people to know them. Yeah. Okay, move to third one, mental dimensions. It's more focused on your intelligence. Okay, your spirituality. Okay. Do you study? Do you have lifetime study? Okay, all of us just finish our degree study and then we stop learning, we stop reading, and then we stop writing. So we did not use proper language to express ourselves. Maybe just like me right now, a bit of problem of expressing myself. Okay. So we spend time on TV. We watch TV maybe 1 day, 1 hour, 3 hours, or 4 hours. So by acquire these mental dimension habits, we have to put first thing first. That means we reduce our time spending on TVs. We spend more time on books. At the same time, you know that you are managing your time. So it helps you to build your habit tree as well. So this is our daily life, how to plan our life, also can improve our habit trees. Okay, last dimension is about social emotional dimensions. This is more about your inner, yourself, how to control your emotions. It helps you to increase your personal security and also improve your habit 4, 5, and 6. How to acquire this personal security? We helping people. From helping people, always ask people, can I help you? Okay. Give people guidance. Give guidance on their jobs, on their life, how they do things, and also through interactions to build your personal security. But first requirement for this thing is sincere. Sincere interaction, you make the people feel that you actually interact with them with very sincere. Okay, I just discussed all of these habits, all of us, 1 to 7. So how we change? I just named it as LCD. Just is of all of you, LCD TV. Learn, commit, and do. So LCD, and LCD. Okay, learn on mistakes. Commit on changing plan. Do it now. So these are little tips I get from my books, maybe I'll just share for you. Before we change our habit, we have to know ourselves what kind of habits or bad habits, what things that I find is very weird on me or on you or us. Okay. So this is a ground rule here. The writers suggest no propping. Okay, actually this is a very funny maybe interaction game, some kind of writer just sets a period for his and his wife, 2 months. They are face to face to talk to each other, like pinpoint, just criticize what problem on you, what problem on me. So we cannot stop each other's sides. So we just hear about their suggestions, and then if it's too hurt, we can stop it and then continue for next day. If you continue these activities for a long time, you'll find a better self. To know more about yourself, maybe I have a lot of weakness on this, on that. So that's all from my presentations. So thank you for all of your attention.